Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your April 2019 general read. I'm Jade with yesYesYes. Welcome back. And we are going to start with your overall here. So your overall theme for the whole year is the Beauty Way. This is my favorite card of all of the signs this year. And the Beauty Way, remember, is about looking at life and looking for the little things in life that are beautiful and perfect and awe-inspiring, and trying to see the magic and the possibility and it's the positive possibility in everything that's kind of coming at you or towards you, taking the moment to ask, where's the good in this? What good can come of this, no matter what the challenging situation? So really trying to stay in that positive way and being in a state of gratitude. So that is what's going on for you this year, which is a beautiful energy. Now, specifically for April, and again, these were chosen at the beginning of the year. I'll put the link to the overall for the 2019 in the box below, as well as the link for all the cards. So I've pulled these cards early on. We have the Seven of Swords this month, and that's clarified by the book in the Lenormand deck. So the Seven of Swords is that energy of needing to take care of oneself. Like you're grabbing everything that you can. You're packing up all of your stuff as much as you can to try to get away from a situation that you no longer feel connected to. And the way in which you do this piece out is up to you. Generally, it's a sneakiness, it's a deceit, but what I'm looking at is the energy underneath it, which the reason why the leaving is happening is because you need to take care of yourself. You're not feeling served in the present situation. Now, this doesn't have to mean a physical leaving. This can just mean that you're picking up the pieces of mess that, the drama might have disheveled, and you might just have this huge mess around you. So you might be picking up all these things and kind of holding them close to your heart, trying to come to a place of centeredness. So that's the energy, and what it's clarified by is the book, which is information. So what, very basic, what this would mean is that someone is leaving because of something that they've learned. So it can be from a secret that came out, or it can be just from knowing that there's something more out there. This can also mean, again, we were talking about the need to take care of yourself, and it's being in self-protection mode, and it's because of either a secret coming out or learning about something outside of yourself. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you have to be leaving a situation, but it is saying that there was some information, something that came out, or that you're privy now to something that's beyond your situation, and you're just kind of pulling yourself together in order to expand and go to the next place. Okay, so some challenging energy for sure, just as an overall, but we'll see what else comes out. And sometimes these readings turn into love. I generally, because I do a love reading separately, so this shouldn't be specifically about love. Oh, this is crazy. I've got a card. Oh, I seem to have like a couple of cards. I had pre-shuffled, but apparently I put everything back down there. That's interesting. Okay, sorry about that. Had to flip around. So, what was I saying? Oh, sorry, talking about the love readings. So I generally do a love reading separately. If love comes out in these, I'll talk about it. Last month there was a lot of love that came out. Hopefully this shuffling isn't throwing off the sound too much. Okay, for Aquarius, for April 2019, what energies are we coming from? For Aquarius, what's going on? Thank you. What's going on for Aquarius in April of 2019? Just need two more cards, please. For Aquarius. Okay, and that one wanted to stay, and that one's wanted to come. Okay. Well, that was the bottom of the deck. So we have King of Swords in the reverse on the bottom of the deck. I also have another jumper that was trying to, sometimes they just want to come out, so you have to let them. Okay. And the King of Wands is going to cross that energy. All right, so where we're coming from is not feeling as if you have any choices in the matter. And if this is a situation of romance or a relationship, you felt stagnated. You might have been holding on to it in the past, but I think you're finally surrendering to it. And again, if this is not a love relationship, this can be a work situation. Just apply it to however way it works best for you, where you have felt that you needed to take care of yourself, that you need to pull your energies back in towards yourself. And we also have the Moon card, which is that it's the card of illusion, but it's also a card of reminding us to be in our greatest intuition, be guided by our instincts. So what I'm feeling, and that might have to do with that information that's come out, is that in the past, there was a feeling like you didn't have a choice in the matter, that you might have felt stuck, that you really wanted to see things truthfully for as they were, as things were coming out. You were noticing, oh my gosh, I'm stuck here, but then I'm seeing this, I'm having this information coming out, and if it's about work, seeing that people might have been not working in your highest interest, but maybe just kind of, taking care of themselves, because that happens a lot. So you're seeing that, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and if you were to speak up for yourself in the past, then that might have actually gotten you into a trickier situation. You might have been isolated or, tossed out of, maybe it was a community. So in the past, there was a need to hold on, but you're really trying to move through it, and you really wanted to see the truth for what it really was. And if it's a relationship, then this truth is coming out. Now, the King of Swords being in the reverse means that it wasn't really being talked about. So I think that it was an instinctual knowing. Like, I think it was something where you were just kind of getting some hints, maybe just from the universe, not anybody saying anything specifically. But I think you were just starting to feel it and getting the idea that something's just not right, okay? And it's crossed by the King of Wands, which means that that's urging you to take action, okay, to make that change. And again, this is past, so I think we're in the place of taking action, especially because if you're if you're moving away from this because it's not serving you, then that is an active role, okay? Now let's see where we're at in the present for Aquarius for April 2019, and I'd like some clarity here for Aquarius in April 2019. Woo. Still in Mercury retrograde, so I've got a lot of challenge in the cards. There's cross messages even, so it's just a lot of trying to really figure out what's truly going on versus what we think is going on. Okay, so we've got some personal, there's struggle right now, the desire to move forward, and I think you want to build something. I think you want to, this is like a new idea, or you want to, I don't think it's that you want to fix what once was. I think that we're talking about in general that you want to build with someone in collaboration. You want to move forward, and I feel like this is the overall goal that you have for yourself in life, and you're trying to stay true to that. So you want to leave what's just not working out, or you want to draw your energy away from what's not serving you in order to put it towards what is really going to work better for you, and to keep you in alignment with the goals that you actually have for yourself in life, which is building a strong foundation. You don't really, have to have a struggle. You don't really, oh my gosh, you don't really want to have the struggle with anyone. You just want it to be easy, right? And it doesn't have to be difficult. So I think it's, the leaving it is the leaving the struggle and the tension behind. If it's not aligning, then, you don't want to play the game. And so that's what I'm feeling from you, Aquarius. Now, the card that jumped out was the Knave of Pentacles. So it's, we're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. Let's see what else is coming up for you. Okay. So just be aware right now. It's showing me that you're relaxing a little bit on your boundaries in the future because you want to be included. You want to do things with someone else. You don't want it to be a lonely road. So, and then we have, again, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, just not feeling like it's going to come to fruition anytime soon. This is some heavy energy, Aquarius. So what I'm feeling is that it's, you know, we need to go back to the, like, looking at things in the beauty way. I know there's some glare here. And if we can, what we're going to look for is what is occurring and what is the good that's coming out of this. So if our needs aren't being met in whatever situation, okay, and there's no need to have a struggle because you're very clear that you want to have, you know, the type of relationship that you want, where, you know, there's support, there's clear communication, you know, there's travel together, or, you know, whatever the goals are. So you're really clear with what you want. You're just not being, that energy's not coming towards you. You're not, your desires aren't coming, and aren't being provided. Like, you know, you're not in alignment at the current moment. And I don't think it's you. I think it's your, you know, the situation and I don't want to say whole community, but what we're talking about is just not in alignment. And I think that you know that. I think that you've gotten enough intuitive hits at this point to realize that it just doesn't feel quite right. Like, it's just not a good fit. Now, in the future, there's a question of, are you going to stay true to your path, or are you going to relax a little bit so that it's an easier journey because you'll have a friend or friends with you, okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is that I've got a lot of cards that are in the reverse that are showing me that the energy of being, of holding your ground, the energy of feeling like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're on your own or not, right? There's just a solidarity in solitude sometimes. And I just want to make sure that you're still making those choices that are best for you based on intuitively what feels right. So in the future, I'm seeing that right now, the way that the cards are coming up is that you've kind of turned your back on all that you were choosing earlier, and I don't know why. So what I'm going to do is draw a few more just to find out what's going on and get a really clear idea, please, for Aquarius in April 2019. Look at that. Are you seeing all of this? It's just like insane. This never happens. Okay. All right. So, okay. So in the future, I've got, if we're talking relationship, then there's a new relationship that might be coming in the future where you, because things didn't work out in the past, you might take your expectations down a bit. You may not even want this new relationship because you're still kind of wounded and working out this past. Because again, other cards are coming out in reverse. It's something that has the potential for being fulfilling for you, but I don't think that you're quite seeing it. I feel like this is someone who, if this is a relationship, this is someone who's watching you, seeing that you've left something behind, that you've been really clear and strong in the past, and they want to approach you. You, in the future, the guard that you normally would have up, I think you just don't, I think you're just not playing that game. I think that you're just not even aware. So you're not stating, you know, what your needs are or your boundaries because you're just not even operating in that way where you're thinking that you want a new relationship. You're still healing from whatever that you've left behind. And sometimes, and it's weird because relationships and people pop up just to remind us to stay the course. It's not even necessarily that we're supposed to get into involvement with them. So I'm feeling like there's some kind of a new emotional thing that comes up, right? And it could be a person who steps out of nowhere to kind of, you know, push your buttons just a bit to see, hey, are you ready to try something new? Do you want to try something new? And I think that you're just kind of just tapping out. It's that Seven of Swords energy of just, you know, removing yourself from all the situations, I think. And I don't think that you're really concerned about being included in things or not, because you want to reset your energy so that everything else is falling in alignment with you and what your needs are. I've got both the Wish card and the Nine of Wands, which is showing us and demonstrating that you've had a tough battle, right? And I think you might be putting your wands down. I think that you may, again, just kind of submit to all that this has been, all this issue of not serving your needs, not living up to your expectations in the past. And what I'm wondering is, when we work really hard at creating the life that we want, okay? We work really hard at stating what our needs are in relationship, and trying to be open with that communicatively, so that the relationship can continue to grow and that everybody is getting what their needs and getting their needs met in the relationship. And it feels like it's just not working, no matter what positive actions you're taking. And these are adulting actions. I don't feel like there's any games that you were playing. I think that it just didn't align, and it's disheartening when it doesn't align. So if it's a work situation and you've been at this job for a while, I feel that you're now kind of counting, you're just counting some days, counting your coins and deciding to move on from it. And you're not even really thinking about the next job, even though another offer might come in to say, hey, we heard that you're leaving, and a recruiter pops up for you. So I think that you're really just kind of trying to pull your energy back and take an assessment of where you are and what you truly want, and if what you were in was truly what you wanted. And what's going to happen here, what the cards are showing me in the future, is that you're going to be tested just a little bit to see if you're on the right course, right? To see if you are truly wanting that path or not. And there's a lot of flux going on in April, because we begin well, we don't really begin it, but we've got some moon action that's happening. There's just a lot happening with the astrology even. So what I mean is that we're going to have the second new moon in Libra that's happening in April, which means that it is a relationship check. So, and wherever Libra, or wherever that is in your chart, it's worth kind of knowing what's being triggered here. And in general, Libra is a relationship, in a relationship sign. So what we're being triggered on is how we interact with others and how others interact with us, and then making our desires and needs known and making sure that we're in alignment with that. And I feel like there's huge changes that are occurring between March and April, because we're starting in one place thinking, this is how I want my relationship to be with others, and I want others to approach me. And then just a month later, it's going to switch, it's going to flip, because we've learned something more about ourselves. And that's what I'm feeling here for you, Aquarius, is that you're learning a lot about yourself. So this reading is what it's telling me for you is that in the past, what you're sensing, this wrapping up, this thing that's just not in alignment with you anymore, is true. It's not. And you're right now in a place of deciding what's best for you moving forward. And there will be some tests along the way where you're going. However, let's see, let me ask that question. What's going to be the final outcome for Aquarius in April through this whole transition for Aquarius? Okay, Two of Swords. So it's going to be a very clear decision that you're going to make at the end of April. Okay, so you're going to be weighing a lot during the month. And at the end of the month, there's going to be and you're going to make the choice, even verbally, to let everyone know whoever's involved, it's going to be really clear. And it's going to be a weighty choice for you, okay? So if it's a job, you're deciding maybe it's just changing a full career. It may not just be the job, right? And if it's relationship, there could be a big change coming in relationship where you might decide you might need to, sleep in different rooms or have different homes altogether. So there's a big change happening for you, Aquarius, coming up in April. I'm feeling like it's temporary because you're going to be making those choices at the end of the month. So this is what I have for you. Let me know how you're feeling with this one. There's some challenge this month, but I'm going to send you some love and some extra energy. And reach out. Let me know how it's going. Hit that like button if you're feeling it. And as always, all my love. Thanks, Aquarius.